Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon, all of you. We'll start with a nice quote today. Work hard in silence and let your success be your noise. Okay, so we should not make unnecessary noise. Automatically, when you are successful, your success itself makes noise. Nobody need to be told, right? It will be known. But we have to work hard in silence. And today's birthday, the greatest fellow, I really admire him like anything. I put him as the first in scientist. He is Thomas Alva Edison. And he was an American inventor who held a world record, 1,093 patents, and created the world's first industrial research laboratory. So that is one of the greatest thing, right? 1,093 patents in those days. And every patent is a masterpiece. And another main thing he was always cautious of is he wanted his invention to go to a common man. He wanted to make it cheaper so that everybody can enjoy his inventions. So that is one of the main thing we have to appreciate. And so how he started his childhood, if you see, he began selling newspapers on the railroad at age 12 and learned how to operate a telegraph at that age. In 1868, his first invention was an electric vote recording machine. And actually, it's 47 his birth year, and 21 years he has the patents. And in 1869, he made improvements on the stock ticker. And he invented his phonograph in 1877, and the first prototype of a commercially practical incandescent electric light bulb, which actually we are indebted to him like anything, in 1879. And other inventions include storage batteries, a dictaphone, and mimeograph. And by the late 1880s, he made motion pictures. And by 1912, was experimenting with talking pictures. And Edison developed electric power from central generating stations. And he became known internationally as the Wizard of Menlo Park. Menlo Park, he has his research laboratory established, and people used to call him as the Wizard of Menlo Park. Okay, some of the beautiful quotes of him. He says, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. So many times we try and try and try, and we lose hope and give up, but we may be very near to the success. So that's what many times happen. And when he found out the filament for the electric bulb, he tried with 10,000 materials. When some interviewer asked him, how could you continue when you have 10,000 failures? And what he said is, I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Okay, so that is the really inspiring personality. And he also says, genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Okay, 1% spark is enough, but 99% hard work should be there. So once you have hard work, nobody can stop you. Okay, so today we will discuss about mid answers, and we will discuss about AutoCAD also. And so mid answers, okay, how was the mid?
Nice, sir.
Any people talk about the mid?
Actually, not good, sir.
What's the problem? And okay, you have problem with, I think, your net and other things. Okay, and in general about the paper.
It is okay. It is good, sir.
Okay. So actually, the most of the things you have done already. The first problem is straightforward problem, where I have given the complete position of 1 point. The other point we have given the positions. So in the first class itself, we have discussed when inclined to both the planes. So what are all the data if you have theta or position of B dash, like that we have discussed how to tackle them. So it is easy to get both the trapeziums and draw it. Okay, that is straightforward one. And the second one, you have given one point completely, but another point we have given VT. Okay, it doesn't matter. We are given both the points completely, and you are given additional one true length. So that is also easier one. And the third one, similar problems we have done. If you have a equilateral, the isosceles triangle, how it becomes equilateral triangle by giving the surface angle. In the same way, how a square becomes a rhombus, right? So in the same way, a circle becoming ellipse. Okay, some surface angle if you give, it becomes ellipse, and then you have to turn 90 more degrees. And the last one, the solids, that suspension of solid I have given. So anyhow, that also we have discussed many times. The line joining that point where it is hanging and to the center of gravity should be perpendicular to the VP or XY. So when you take the second position, and then you are given the third direct way, the angle. So you can do that. So that is the way we have to answer, and we will just see what they are. Okay, a line AB measures 70 mm. The end A is 20 mm above HP and 40 mm in front of VP. So A and A dash, we can fix it. The other end B, 60 mm above HP and 10 mm in front of VP. So you can draw the locus lines, and so like this. Okay. So you have to fix P dash and P here, and the Q dash and Q, we have drawn the locus lines, and then you can get the trapeziums. So one trapezium is this, and another trapezium will be this one. So one should be, okay, so one side it is horizontal, another side it is true length. And so here from this you will get the top view, front view, true length and everything. So this is the one. You have to find out what is theta and what is phi, and you have to get the traces also. I didn't draw the traces here, but so these theta and phi you have to answer and write them. So this is the first problem. And the second problem, you are given AB measures 70 mm, the projectors through VT and A are 40 mm apart. So you can draw both the projectors like that. And the point A is 30 mm above HP and 40 mm in front of VP. And VT is 10 mm above HP. And draw the projections of the line. So you can get the VT, V, and also A dash and A. So you will get, so this you can draw line of the projector VT, and 40 mm away you can draw the projector of P and P dash, and we are given this is 30 and this is 40, so you can fix P dash and P, and this is 10 is given, so I can fix VT, so VT and V. And so if I draw VT and P dash line, so this is front view line, and V and P line, this is the top view line. Okay, and we are given the true length. So based on that true length, I have to use here. That is the only one. So here what you have to do is either you turn V dash P dash or you turn V and P. So if I turn VP horizontal, the other view should give me true length and true angle, right? So if I draw the projector here, and if I draw the locus line here, I will get P1 dash. So V dash P1 dash gives me true length. So this true length line, this is true angle line and true length line. If I extend it 70 from here to here, I will get the locus of Q dash. So Q1 dash I will get. So draw the locus line, and wherever it intersects V dash P dash line, I will get Q dash. So in that way I get Q dash. Q dash, you project it, and already I have top view line. So that line and this line wherever intersect, I will get Q. Okay, so that is the way I have to go about for the second problem. Any doubt you ask me, right? I will explain. And the third problem, the circular plate. So if you take the circular plate here and divide it into 12 parts, Okay, I have taken it in XY, but actually you should not take in XY. You can just take a little bit outside, okay, because it is not given that it is in the HP or HP or in the VP. Okay, so I can take it a little bit away. It doesn't matter, right? Okay, so I'll draw the circle and here like this. And the next I have to get ellipse. I know it should be ellipse. I know I have to have the major axis of same length, but the minor axis should be 40. So what I have to do, fix A dash somewhere and G dash at 40 distance. Okay, and here this length should not change. So from A, from G dash you draw the projector, and from A you take this length, whole diameter length, and cut it. Okay, so when you join, I will know what is the surface angle. Okay, that is the way I have to get the surface angle. Then you project all of them, you will get this. And after that, what is given? It is given that when one of the diameters is parallel to both the reference planes. So this this diameter, sorry, what is it? Yeah. So if you turn it 90 degrees, so this will become parallel here and also parallel here, like this. So this is the third problem. And then a right circular cone with a 50 mm base diameter, 60 mm long axis is freely suspended from the midpoint of the generator. And draw the projections when the top view of the generator is inclined at 45 degrees to the reference line and the apex is nearer to the observer. Okay, first we have to, because when it is suspended, axis is inclined to HP. Okay, so axis parallel, it will be parallel to VP only when it is suspended. So because its axis is inclined to HP, I have to make it perpendicular to HP in the first position. Okay, this is more important for the previous problem and this problem. The first position is important. If the first position is wrong, the whole problem is wrong. Okay, so once you draw this circle and you draw this cone, and because this is the point where it is suspended, and I have to know where the center of gravity is. Okay, so that is important. And because you have, if you remember, it is okay. Otherwise, you have net also, you can find out. So here, what is the, where will I get the center of gravity?
H by 4
from base.
How much?
H by 4 from base.
Yeah, H by 4 from base. So we have to get this point and join this point, and later first you join this line P dash Q dash. Okay, so once you get P dash Q dash, you can get O dash, right? Yeah, from P dash and Q dash, you take the lengths of O dash and get this O dash. And from O dash and Q dash, you can draw a line to, because instead of getting arcs for all the points, I can find out some short way. So O dash Q dash line I can draw here and take the length of O dash O dash O2 dash and get this point. Okay, so this line I will get, and perpendicular to this I can draw this line. And once I draw this line, you can take this length. Okay, so you can put all the lengths here. So that is the way I can easily get all the points. Instead of from P dash Q dash, if you put arcs everything, it will take time and it may not be accurate. So this is easy way. First to get this line, and perpendicular to this get this line, and take these lengths and keep all of them here. Then you project them and you can draw this. And you can see that observer is this side and the apex is near to the observer. So apex is visible and the base will not be visible. Okay, so it will be like this. And what is the next point? It is given that top view of that generator is inclined at 45 degrees. So what is that generator? So this is O dash A dash generator. This is O dash A dash. So here O dash A dash generator, OA generator is this. So this should make 45 degrees. So I have to draw 45 degrees line and take O and A there and get all the other points. And when you are putting the other points, actually this apex can be drawn this way also, but it is given that apex near to the observer. So observer is always away from XY. Object is between observer and the XY. So near to the observer means apex should be this side. If it is away from the observer, apex should be this side. Okay, so that is the way I have to turn and get it projected. Okay, that is the way we have to go about it. Any questions?
So for the question 3,
Yes.
we take for the question 3, if we take the line above xy and circle below xy
Yeah.
and do it by shifting axis method, is it wrong, sir?
Yeah, no problem. You want to take this line a bit below, right?
No, sir. It is above xy and the circle
Above
is below.
xy. This you
Yes.
want to take above xy.
Yes.
No, how it can be above xy? This is top, you know.
Okay, sir.
This is top view. Either it can be an xy or it can be below xy. How can it be above xy?
Sir, and
Yeah.
in the second step, we have made the ellipse. So can we make it using force center method?
No. Force center method only when you are inscribing in a rhombus of equal sides. Then only force center method works. Otherwise, it will not come nice ellipse. It will not go through all the 12 points.
Sir, actually, it was given in the question that the front view is the ellipse.
Yeah, that's right. Front view is an ellipse only now.
So, sir, if we have the first diagram with a circle and then we have made an ellipse in the second figure, then
No,
there is
you
no
cannot
relation
see.
between.
You have to make this. Okay, first I have to construct this rectangle, right?
Yes, sir.
60 by 40 rectangle I have to construct.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
that is okay. And after that, how do you inscribe this ellipse in which way? Because
Yes, sir. That's what.
all those points are to be satisfied,
Yes, sir.
and you will not get a nice arcs and all. You have to draw
Sir,
a
but
free
we
angle.
don't know the surface angle, na? Means we will get only horizontal lines for making the.
No. What I am telling is first I have to fix this minor axis. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
first you draw this line. Okay, fix
Yes,
A
sir.
dash, and from A dash you cut with 40, you will get G dash. G dash you project it. Sorry, you project G dash.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and take this length. From A you cut this, you will get
Okay,
G.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, from there, so all these points I have to get. I have to get all these points on this line, and then draw vertical lines. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay,
There is
so
no
means
other
we.
easy way to draw this ellipse. You have to get all the 12 points and you have to join them.
Okay, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Means we have to trace all those
Yeah.
distances on the
You have to
line.
draw all these horizontal lines, all these vertical lines, and get the points. And here
Okay, sir.
you have to trace all the points here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood.
Yeah. And then you have to project. Then only you will get the right points here.
Okay, sir.
There is no other short way.
Sir,
Yes.
from figure 2 to figure 3, can we use auxiliary method for doing?
Yeah. That you can do. Here, because this is, I have to turn 90 degrees. Now, instead of that, XY, you turn 90 degrees.
Sir,
Draw a 90
perpendicular
degree.
line.
Yeah, draw a perpendicular line here. You project them and take these distances
Distance.
and transfer them. Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
You will
thanks.
get the same figure. You will get the same figure there vertically.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's right.
Sir, if we go for third angle projection for this problem?
No, nothing third angle. No person third angle projection. Nowhere in the planes, solids sections we go for third angle projection. We follow only first angle. So if you have drawn circle below, it means you didn't take the first position right. That's all. Because what is the first position? I told many times, first position should be right. So first position, I know that it is a circle. So either you draw in the top view or front view. That is obvious, right? So you cannot say, I draw in the top, it is first angle, I draw it in the below and it is third angle. It's not like that.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions?
So do the angles need to be exact?
Just 1 or 2 degrees, that side, this side, no problem. Instrumental errors.
Okay, so like in this question, I got 50-degree angles.
How much?
50.
55.
50.
50 is okay. 55 will be wrong. Okay, 1 or 2 degrees, it's okay. And that allowance also because you are using instruments, small instruments, not drawing sheet, mini drafter. If you use, there will not be much error. But because you are using these instruments, a small error will be. Anything? Okay. I will go from here to the AutoCAD. Okay. And so now you tell me if anybody has difficulty. Have all of you installed AutoCAD?
Yes.
Any exception? And have you gone through videos that I sent?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, and now parallelly, can you try to do if I demonstrate, or just shall I demonstrate like that?
Sir, we don't, I mean, that basics.
No. That's what basics. Now, when I am telling you, can you do parallelly there with me, or just shall I tell and you will try?
So we can try, but
It will take more
like
time.
we need to change the window every time, so it might take a bit
Okay.
longer.
So then I will, because there are videos are given, there are many things are there, but first I will tell only the minimum that you need to draw. Okay. And later you can learn. And okay, there are books are there are videos are there are many things are there to learn by yourself. Okay, you can use them, but I will tell you the minimum things that you need to learn. Okay, so for drawing projection of planes, solids like this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Okay, if you open AutoCAD, you will get this particular window, right?
Yes.
And okay, was here Vyas is talking to me always. If anybody has personal problem, you talk to me. If you don't talk to me, it's your problem and you have to sort it out. Okay. So other people who are keeping quiet, just I am telling them. Okay, this is the way we get. And so here we have the working space. Okay, there are various toolbars are there. These are called draw toolbars. These are modify toolbars. These are for dimension and texting. And these are different layers. And so many of the things you need not know now. Okay, so you have to mainly master these draw tools and the modify tools. Okay, these are actually sufficient to draw the figures. And one more thing, you have a chapter on AutoCAD in Andy Bhatt. Okay, so that gives a simple way of understanding. If you take an AutoCAD book, a complete book, it may take long time for you to go through, but definitely that will be useful to know all the intricacies, all the details and all. But if you want to know just what is needed for your easy purpose, engineering graphics purpose, then you need not know the all the details of the AutoCAD. Okay, so you have a last chapter actually. If you see here, I will show you. Okay, this is the computer aided drafting. This is the 26th chapter of your engineering graphics, right? So which I sent you already, the soft copy. So this is the way we have. And he explains what are the major functions that we can do, right? So basic setup of a drawing the objects, changing the object properties, translating the objects, scaling the project, and clipping the object, and creating symbol libraries, text insertion, dimensioning, all these things. So we can do with this. And so here, this is the one we see after creating the AutoCAD. Only thing is a little bit of variation will be there. This is an older version. What you have on your computer is a new version. But you can always understand what each one means. Actually, these are draw tools. And here we have in the here itself. And these are the modify tools. They are here itself. Like that. But all the functions, all the tools are same. And here, what is the use of the function keys? Each function key has, if you want to have the grid, if you want to have toggle between coordinates, and if you want to have snap mode, all these things are there. So these are shortcut keys, function keys are there. And so draw tools, we have these things: line, p-line, that is polyline, polygon, rectangle, arc, circle, ellipse, point, hatch, text. Okay, so these are various draw tools. So which I have shown you here. These are all the draw tools. Okay, so these are, you can see here. Okay, various tools. And so here, how to draw small things, how to use the draw tools. Their instructions are there. You can just use them. And when you draw lines, okay, these are again modify tools. And two-dimensional drawings, okay. So some small exercises are given, line by line commands he has given. You can just draw them. Suppose if you want to draw this particular figure, okay, all the dimensions are given. And there are different ways of doing it. One is called as absolute coordinate method, okay. So find out the coordinate of each point here. Okay, here the coordinates are given. This is 20, 20. This P1. This is this side 20 and this side 20. So this is 20, 20. And then if you want to have this particular line, so in the line command, you have to give the first point, and then you have to prescribe the second point. So when you give the second point, I have to know what are the coordinates of this. What are the coordinates of this point? I know the length. So along x, I have increase of 80 and y is not changed. So the coordinates of this is 100, 20. Okay. And so when I want this point, so what is the coordinates of this point? So x coordinate is same, but y coordinate is to be increased by the distance 30. That is 50, 100, 50. So like that, I will have to draw. So first I have to give command line. And then first point 20, 20, next point 120, next point 150. Like that, if you go on giving the next coordinate, next coordinate, next coordinates like that, next point like that, I can draw this complete figure. So we have to know the absolute coordinates of each and every point. Okay, so there is another way that is called as relative coordinate system. Okay, relative coordinate. So here from every point, I have to find out what are the absolute coordinates of this. That is not necessary. Here, what we do is in relative coordinate system, first I have to, this is absolute coordinate. Okay, in the relative coordinate system, what I have to do is first to give the coordinates of this point, and next the coordinates of this point with respect to this. That is how much I have to move from here horizontally and vertically. So here, with respect to this, that is given as this. What is this symbol called? I call it as @ What do you call this? That in mail also we will put it at or something. Okay, so at. So from the first point 20, 20, the next point is horizontally 80, vertically 0. And from that point to the next point, horizontally 0, vertically 30. So relative to this point, what are the coordinates of this point? That is, for this point, I have to take this as origin and I have to give x coordinate and y coordinate. From this point, take this as origin and find out what are the relative positions of this. This is called as relative coordinate system. And there is another thing called as relative polar coordinate method. Relative polar coordinate method. What I have to do is, from here, I have to give the distance and at what angle. Only distance and angle, not xy coordinates. Okay, distance and angle, that's all. So suppose if I give this first point 20, next point, what will it be? The distance is 80. And what is the angle of this line? 0. So I have to give, after 20, I have to give 80 and the angle as less than symbol 0. And from here to here, what is the distance? 30 is the distance. And what is the angle of this anti-clockwise way? This is 90 degrees. Okay, so I have to give 30 less than 90. And from here to here, what is the distance? This is 10. Okay, and what is the angle? So this line, okay, there. What is the angle of this line?
180 degrees.
180, but opposite side, right? Okay, sorry, 180 degrees. That is 10 at 180 degrees. And then this distance, this is 15 degrees. And again, this angle is 108 degrees. Okay, so like that, I have to give the, here at the rate of I have to give, distance I have to give, and less than the angle of the line I have to give. Okay, so that is the way I have to give. So in that way, I can use any of the method, either absolute coordinates or relative coordinates or relative polar coordinates. Okay, so this is one exercise given. You can just try it. So here also there is one more exercise given, and use absolute, relative or polar method to get coordinates. So you can draw this in any of the way. So it is given, suppose in polar coordinate 20, and then from 80 less than 0, and this is 45, and the angle is 90 for this line. So 45 less than 90, and then this length, again 80, so 80 and the angle 180. So like that, I can get point to point, I can draw this. Okay, so that is the way we can draw. You can practice these first few exercises, problems, and later I will tell you now some of the things. Okay, suppose I want to draw the projection of a plane, okay, a polygon. Okay, if you take some problem, okay, pentagon problem I will take. Suppose this is a standard problem which you have done in third problem. Draw a projections of a regular pentagon of 40 mm side, having its surface inclined at 30 degrees to HP. Okay, so we know the first position. Again, I am telling you 40 mm side, having its surface inclined at 30 degrees to HP. So side is to be perpendicular to XY, and also because the surface is inclined to 30 degrees to HP, so I have to draw the top view first with edge perpendicular to XY. Okay, so how do I go about it? So first what we do is, this is type command. I will put limits. Sometimes the limits of the sheet or the working will be, you may be in some horrible coordinate position. Okay, so what I do is, there is one, and it is given in the book also, LIMITS. Okay, just you note down limits. I type enter, and you take the limits as 120 by 90, 120 comma 90. Okay, just you take them. enter. That is one thing you do it. Okay, I think 0, 0 and 129 I have to take. Okay, escape I do. I'll put any thing you want to just stop it, you just type escape. And whenever you are doing some command, it will be in the command. Okay, so if you want to come out of the command, I have to type escape. Always, often, whenever it is stuck or if it is we don't know what it is doing and all, just type escape for safety. Okay, limits, and it is giving lower left corner, that is 0, 0 only. So it is default, it is given, you need not type, but I am typing 0, 0. And other side 420, 297 is given. Just you take 120, 90. Okay, that is over. Then just type zoom, enter, and all, zoom all. Okay, so first you do this. Okay, then I have to take, suppose this, now it is given that 40 mm side pentagon I want. Okay, so what should I do? I have to take the pentagon here. So where the pentagon here? This is line, this is polyline, this is circle, this is arc, and here we have a rectangle. In the rectangle side arrow, if I click, I will have polygon. Okay, so click on the polygon. So you can see here in the command line that polygon, enter number of sides. Okay, so I have to number, give the number of sides. The pentagon I know, so 5 I am typing. 5 I type. What is that? Okay, 5, enter. Okay, after entering, so it understood it is to be pentagon, and then it is asking polygon, specify center of polygon or edge. Okay, so center I don't bother. If you want to inscribe or subscribe pentagon in a circle, then I have to choose that. But here what I want, one edge perpendicular to XY. So this edge option I have to choose. So I type E. First letter if you type it is okay. Or you can type edge, no problem. But only one single letter is sufficient. I am typing E. E, enter. And it is asking what is the first endpoint of edge. Okay, so I have to give first endpoint. I can give somewhere here, just click. Or you can give it some 10, 10 or something. Anywhere you can click anywhere. Or if I want to just give some point, maybe 20, 20, I will put 20, 20. Okay, that is the first point. Okay, so I am giving the first point. The other point I can fix. So you can just see anywhere I can fix, I will get a pentagon. But where should I fix? Because I want one side perpendicular, right? So I have to fix somewhere here. And another thing, if I want this edge exactly perpendicular, but I don't know exactly where it will be perpendicular. Here there is one thing called as restrict cursor orthogonally. Okay, cursor moves only in perpendicular way. Okay, if I take like this, I will get only two options, either this way or this way. Okay, and I want this way. And how much distance I want? You type 40. 40. Okay, 40. In this distance, in this direction, 40 I want. So enter. So this is the way I get. Okay, now I want to draw XY over that. So I want to make this small. So you have to move this scroll, that is scroll key is there, that scroll wheel, right? You make it up or down. So you will have zoom in and zoom out. Like this I will get. Okay. And so once I draw this, then I have to draw the XY line. Okay. So you take line command, and anywhere you can click here, and I will get horizontal line like this. Okay, because I am fixing this, selected this ortho, I will have only a horizontal and vertical movement only. So I am doing horizontal movement. I can fix some distance, okay, because I have to draw 3 positions. I am just putting it here like this. And once I click it, if you enter, the command will be over. Okay, so that is the line I will get. Any doubt you ask me, right? Okay, so this is the way I get. And then I have to project it. So what should I do? I have to draw the projectors. So when I draw the projectors, again take the line. So I have to give starting point. So here, this is what is called actually snap. So you can see when I take near to that point, there is a square coming here. Here also. That is, it can pick that point exactly. Otherwise, it may pick some other point. Here, there is what is called as object snap. Okay. So if I remove this object snap, so I remove that object snap, and if I take here, object snap off. Okay, if I take the line command here, and if I put here, I don't know that. So if I want to start here, if I click here, I don't know exactly whether it came to that point or not. So I have drawn a vertical line, but it may not be going through this. So you can see if I zoom it, how it is going, you see. Previously, it seems as if it is going through the vertex, but it is not going through the vertex. So it is not right line. Okay, so what should I do? I have to delete this. So whenever you want to delete it, you click on that. It is selected. Just put delete command. That will be over. So I want a line exactly going through this point. So there is what is called as object snap. Okay. So this is off now. You can see this is off. And if I click on that, this becomes blue and it is on. Okay. And here there are many options. Endpoint, midpoint, okay, the center, so many options are there, but you have to pick some of them. Endpoint should be there, midpoint should be there, and these points need not be there. Intersection I need, and perpendicular I need. Okay, why I will tell you. Okay, so these 4 you always keep it tick. So if you want to remove it, you remove it. On it like that. Center. If you want to get a center of the circle after drawing the circle, then I have to click this. Okay, now present projections, I need endpoint, midpoint, intersection, and perpendicular, because I want to select a point which is intersected by 2 lines. So if I want to select it, so such points I need, and I want to draw a perpendicular line. So this will be useful. Like that.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So what is the difference between center and geometric center?
I think the center is for circle, and some pentagon or some polygons or rectangles like that are there. Then you will have geometric center.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And so suppose I will show you. I want to draw a line here. Okay, diagonal line here. How to draw the diagonal line here? I have to get you. I will show you. I want to draw a line here. Okay, diagonal line here. How to draw the diagonal line here? I have to get a center and join to the apex, these corner points, right? How to get this center here? I don't have. Okay, one way is draw the perpendicular line here, perpendicular bisector here, going through this, and draw perpendicular bisector here, going through this, and get the intersecting point. Okay, so that will be the center. I will see if geometric center is chosen, whether I will get it. Okay, geometric center. If I click, and if I take line, okay, I'm not getting it. Actually, I have to get it. Maybe geometric center, maybe something else. I don't know. We will check, right? So if you really want to have the center of this, okay. So if I want to draw a perpendicular bisector to this and joining to this, so how to draw it? I have to get a center line first here, center point. And how to get the center point? If I take line command, and if I move here, because I have taken snap midpoint, when I go to midpoint, I will get a snap point here. You can see a triangle, right? There. So I can catch that midpoint. If I don't have that, if I remove the snap here and escape, and if I want to draw a line going through the center point, I cannot get the center point here. Now I won't get snap. Okay, and I put escape, and I will select this, and now if I take line command, so I will get the center point. Now I can take this line. See, it is going only horizontally, vertically. If I want to have draw this line, either I have to switch off this, then I can draw in any angle, or you can switch on, no problem, but exactly I have to get this point. Because snap is there, I click on that. Okay. And actually geometric center I am getting automatically, I don't know. Okay, so that is the way I get. Enter. And again you take line. And again get this point and get this point. Click it, I will get that. So that is the way I can do. Okay, so I remove these lines. Now I want to draw the projectors. So how to draw the projectors? Okay, take line command and snap this point, and I have to draw this way. Okay, luckily I have ortho points are there, ortho is there. That's why I'm getting a perpendicular line. If I don't have this ortho selected, so how to get it? How to get a perpendicular line? So what I have to do is, because I have chosen perpendicular in the object snap, when I go here, whichever is perpendicular, I will get that point. Here you can get a snap point here. You can see a small green symbol there. Okay, I can get that point like that. Okay, so that is the advantage of perpendicular one. So otherwise I can choose ortho, and that is easy. And I choose line. Okay, just draw a perpendicular line. Enter. Again line. Take this point, draw perpendicular line. Like that I can draw the projectors. Sorry. That line command is not over. Okay. Line. Click here. Click here. Enter. Okay. I will get this. Now I have to draw a horizontal line. Okay. Anywhere. Anywhere I can draw. So I can take this line, and whichever is shorter, I choose that, and I draw here like this. Okay, these. Okay, this is the way I get. Now what should I do? I have to rotate this, right? So I will make it a bit small, and I have to rotate this line. At what degrees? That is 45 degrees. Okay, 45 degrees I have to rotate about this point. So I have to choose this. So here, one more thing I will do, because this is a single line. So I don't know exactly what is the distance to this and this. So what I do is I take line. These are some tips. Later you may not understand why I'm doing like that, or you don't know how it has come like that. So I am taking line. Here I click, and again here I click on this point, and again I click on this point. Okay, why I do like that is enter. And this is a line, this is one line, and this is one line. You can see actually it gets highlighted. This is one line, separate line. This is one separate. Previously, the whole line is a single line, single object. Here actually now I made it as two small objects. And extension, and there is one more command. And I want to cut these small portions, these extensions. How to do it? There is what is called as trim command. Okay, so if I type TR, so this TR is trim. Okay, and enter it. And so here you can see this small line in small cross mark. Okay, this is cut, and here you put and so those are cut. You can see TR, that is trim. It trims the line. Okay, that additional one's gone. Okay, that is one command you have to remember. And now, so how to draw this? So what I do is first I will extend this horizontal line. Enter. And at some point here, I have to create some point. So what I do for that is draw a line, maybe draw a vertical line like this. It is just to know I have to get a snap point here where I have to turn this line. Okay, so now I have to turn this line, rotate this line by, what is the angle I told?
So 45 degrees. I think.
45 degrees. Now pentagon, surface inclined at 30 degrees to HP. Third problem, surface inclined at 30 degrees to HP. Okay, so I have to rotate this line. And what I have to do is, I have to take the rotate command. Okay, this is rotate command. Or I can type also. Okay, so I can type rotate, or I can just click on this. Okay, so then it asks select the objects. What are the things I have to select? I have to select these two lines. Okay, so this is one I pick up, and this is one I pick up. There are two objects found. It is two objects, and these are to be rotated. Okay, and after selecting the objects, I have to enter. Then rotate specify base point. Okay, I have to, about which point? About this point I have to rotate. And here there is one more thing. If I click rotate, now that line will rotate, but here I don't want to rotate. There is what is called as copy. Okay, so I have to take copy. C, enter. So I am copy. And what is the angle? 30. 30 I have to enter. So now I will get this. This original line will be as it is. I have another copy of the same length. Okay. So this I will get. Again, this also two lines will be there here. If you just move on this, you can understand. Okay. Now this line is to be moved to this point. Okay. How to do that? I have to have move command. Okay. This plus like thing is there. This is move command. So either you click on that or you type M. M means move. Okay, I am clicking on this move command. And it is asking move select objects. Which are to be moved? Again, the small square is there. You take on that, click it. And again, you click on this. These two objects are selected. And so move select objects. Now enter. So these moves selected. And then specify base point. From which point? This is the point from which I have to move. Okay, I am clicking on that. Now this can be moved anywhere. This can be moved anywhere. And I have to move to this point. So that intersecting point, that is the use of that intersection. Okay, otherwise it will move to somewhere exactly you don't know where to. So if I have this point, I click on that. So that is moved to that point. Okay, so now what should I do? I have to draw the projectors. Okay, so when you draw the projectors, take this again line, and from this point I have to draw a vertical line. Okay, so I have to draw a vertical line. I have to draw some more. Enter. So what I have to do is this I have to move the whole object. I want to move up or down. Okay, so how to do about that? Here there is hand. This is what is called as pan. If I click on that, some hand will come and this will pick it here, and I can move anywhere here like this. Okay, so I will keep here. so that it will be comfortable for me. And then once it is over, escape. That command is over. And I will draw this line again. So line, projector from this point, draw the projector. Okay. Enter. That line is over. Again, once if you type enter again, same line command automatically repeats, or I have to click every time line. Okay. So just I am typing again enter. So again line command came, specify first point. So I have to get this point here, end point of the first small line. Okay. So again I click it, enter, again enter, take this end point. So I join. Enter. Like this, I draw the projectors. Now what should I do? I have to draw the locus lines. So when I want to draw the locus lines, again take line command, and from each point, draw horizontal line. Click. Enter. Again enter. Draw horizontal line. Click. Sorry. After clicking enter, again enter, you get this line, enter, again enter, again enter, like this, I can draw. And now I have to draw this pentagon. Okay, so how to draw you have to know the intersecting points. Okay, so you know the intersecting point, this is one, this is one, this is one, this is one. By your experience, you will understand which are the intersecting points, or always you already have drawn that, right? You can find out which points are there. So how to join them? Either you can join with lines or polyline. Okay, so I will show you what is the difference. If I take line, okay, I select this point and this point, then that point. Sorry, I'm doing wrong. I'm deleting them. So this side is vertical line. Okay, so I have to take line, this line, this point, this point, this point, this point, this point, and this point. Okay, so I got the pentagon. And if I want to rotate this, I have to select all the 5 points. I have to select all the 5 lines, and then I have to rotate. Instead of that, what I do is I will draw what is called as a polyline. So this is polyline. Okay, so I just undo the things, undo. So that line is gone. Okay, and I am taking polyline. If I take polyline and again take the same points, so this point, this point, this point, this point, this point, and this point. Enter. And if you see here, if I move on this all complete pentagon is a single object. Can you see? It is highlighting. It is a single object. Previously, 5 different lines are there, like 5 objects. Now this is a single object. That is what is called as polyline. Okay, later if you want to rotate, you will rotate this. And okay, now I can trim these points also. Okay, so TR, enter, and so I can click on this, 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 and other things also like click, click, click here, click here. Okay, so you can draw this, it looks nice. Okay, now escape. Now this object is to be rotated in such a way that this line, what is this angle? A side parallel to HP and inclined at 60 degrees to VP. So this line must be 60. So this vertical line should be 60 degrees to XY. So this object is to be rotated. Again, the same way as we done previously, I have to select this object rotate. Okay, take rotate command and select the object. So this object I will select, enter, and specify base point. So I am specifying the base point as this. Then I want to copy. Okay, you should not forget copy. C, enter. Okay, so now I have to prescribe. I am taking out the ortho. So I can fix like this. So at what angle?
60.
This
30.
this is turned by. So this edge should already 90 degrees is there, but now it should make only 60 degrees. So I have to rotate by 30 degrees, right? Am I right?
Yes.
So I type 30. So that is the way. Now this line makes 60 degrees. Now this body is to be moved by some distance here. So again, take the move command and take this object, enter, and take the base point and just you move it here. Right? You can move anywhere here. I just click it. So now this line makes 60 degrees to XY. Okay. And now again, you draw the projectors and the locus lines. Okay. Take line, enter, enter, enter. I have to take ortho. Otherwise, it may not be perpendicular lines. I remove it. So I ortho on, then I will take the lines. Then I am sure that it is vertical line. I think both are coming. Almost like that. Okay.
So is the pentagonal edge is perpendicular or like vertical exactly?
Almost coming like that. Just what I am saying. If it is vertical, both will coincide. There is a small change is there. Okay, so that is the difference. In that. So like this, so you'll get. And so you have to name them. When you name them, you know it properly. Okay, how to name them? There are two things I had to tell: dimensioning and naming. Okay, and so suppose if I take dimensions, here there is linear dimension. You click on this, and it is asking extension line, origin, dimension linear, specify first extension line, origin, or first extension line. Okay, suppose if I want to have this point and then this point. So actually this is 40, right? So this is the way I get. So you can see 40 there, but the text size is very small. I could not, okay, if I pan it, So now you can see it is 40, right? And same way, if I want to show this angular dimension, so we can click here. This is coming aligned, angular, arc length, radius, like that. So if you take angular dimension, so what I have to do is, it is asking select. I have to select two lines between which I want angle. So this is the first line, and the other line is XY line, right? So now I can see here. Okay, I can fix somewhere. Here 60. You are seeing that you are getting aligned dimensioning 60, like that. Okay, that is the way I can draw the dimensions. And so if I want to give the naming to the text, that is A, B, C, D, E, now I want to name them. Okay, how to go about? Text you have to choose, and single line. And it is asking start point of the text. So if I just click here and specify height, same thing I can keep, enter. And the rotation angle 0, and the text, suppose if I type A, it is okay, like that I have to type. And so here every time I have to type text, rotation angle, and height of the text, like that I need not do. What I do is, I will take copy there is which command I can use. Yeah, here. Okay, this is copy. So what I do is, I take copy command C, or here I click here, copy command. Copy select object. So I select this object. Enter. And so specify base point. Okay, so this itself is the base point. And so where I want to move it, I remove ortho. So I click here. Sorry, I have to take out the snap also. Okay, remove the snap. So I'll keep here, keep here, keep here, click here, click here. There are 2 points here. I click here and here, click here and here. Suppose I do like this. And so I have all A's are there. Okay. This A I'll remove. I select and remove it. And here I want to rename them. So what I do is, take onto the letter and double click on that. You write B. Enter. And again double click on this, C, enter. Okay, these are shortcuts. Nowhere you will get it. Okay, I learned by my experience. D. Like that you will name them. So you can name all of them. In that way, I can rename all of them, and I can name all of them. Okay, this is the way I have to go about. Once you name them properly, I can know what are all the points exactly I have to take, and I will draw it. Any questions? You have to know how to, today we learned how to draw a line and how to view the coordinates And from the textbook, I told first you try those exercise, absolute coordinate, relative coordinate, polar coordinates like that. Okay. So then we have drawn a polygon, and we have learned how to use ortho and how to use snap, and how to draw the perpendicular snaps. As I told you, select midpoint, endpoint, and intersection, perpendicular. These four you select, so that it will be easy, become easy like that. So whenever you have to draw perpendicular lines, you choose ortho to be on. So if you want some inclined lines or some general lines, then you switch off the ortho. Okay. So
Sir,
this text, yes.
sir, I have a doubt, sir. For the dimensioning,
Yes.
I'm not able to get
Yeah.
the 60 degrees when I do it, sir. Can you show it so that I know? Show it once again so that I know where I did wrong.
Sure. So what I do is I click here. I will get linear, aligned, angular, arc length like that. You take angular. Okay. So I take angular. And first I will remove this. Okay. I remove this. I remove this. Okay. And then you take angular. And it is asked, you have to select two lines between which you want the angle. Okay. One is this inclined line. Okay. This I am selecting it. And it is asking for select the second line. Okay, this is the XY line. This I am selecting it. So if I move this, it may, if I want this side, it is 120 degrees. This is 120 degrees, and this side 60 degrees. So wherever I show 60 degrees, and also you see that it won't intersect any line as far as possible. If I take here, it is cutting. Okay, so I am showing like this. Just click wherever you want.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay, that's the way. So dimensions using there, and the text using here. And so once what you do is always write only one point and copy that letter, okay, everywhere, so that, and double click on that, you can just change that letter. And again, always use trim command to delete these, cut these extra lines, erase these extra lines.
Sir, could you please repeat the
Yes, tell me.
dimension? Could you please repeat the dimensioning, sir?
Dimensioning. Okay. So again, I'm just deleting this dimension and delete this linear dimension also. Okay. So we go to here. It is asking linear, aligned, angular, like this, all these things. I want usually linear dimension and angular dimension. So take linear dimension. You have to give 2 points between which you want to get the distance. So I want between this C and D. Now snap is not there. That's why I could not select it. And you switch on the snap. Then I will get this point and then get this point. Now this is 40. You want this side or this side, you can take it like this. So if I want here, just click there. That is 40. That is linear dimension. And if I want angular dimension, take angular, right? And again, it will ask 2 lines between which I want the angle. This small square is there. I have to select using that. So this is the angular line, and this is this line between which I want the angle, and I will get this. And click it wherever you want. Okay, there will be sometimes problem. The letters may be very small. You may not be able to see. Sometimes 60.000 like that it will come. Okay, so such things I should be able to deal with. So here annotation is there, right? If I click on that, so what type of dimensioning I want? Okay, so suppose ISO 25, and here mayonnaise dimension style is there. So if you click on that, it will come like this. Okay, if you want to modify the size or arrow, sometimes you may not get arrow. Sometimes the size of arrow may be large or small. So what I have to do is you go to modify. Here we have various things you can adjust. Okay, you can increase the text size. This is text height. and symbols and arrows you have here. So arrow size you can change here, right? And units, right? If you want 0.00, if I take this 40.00, it will give. Or if you don't want, I have to eliminate them like that. Okay, precision. That is round off 0 like that. I have to select the required things. So you have to adjust text size and the arrow size using this. If you have anything variation, if you have the required everything looks okay, no problem. I can close this. Okay, here in dimension toolbar, annotation is there. In the annotation, you take ISO 25 and here manage dimension styles. If I type, I will get this particular window. Here modify, so I will have anything to modify here. Okay, that is the way you have to go about it.
Sir,
Yes.
so there is no need of like darkening the figure, like the main figure.
Actually, some things we can do, like you can change the color of whatever you want to darken, and you can actually change the thickness of the lines. That I will tell later. Okay, and suppose I have properties. By layer, okay, and I can change the color. And suppose if I take red color, okay, now if I draw a line, I will get red color. But there is, I don't know whether that is change properties. Actually, I am used to the older version. This is a new version. Okay, some things I have to search. There should be something like match properties. Match prop. Okay, here match properties is there. Suppose now I have already drawn. Now how should I make the drawn lines to different color? One thing is, again you take that color property, red color, and I have to again redraw all the lines. Or because one line I have drawn, no? So I have, if there is one command called match prop, that is match properties. So I want to match the properties of this line to other lines. So what is giving is asked is match prop select source object. This is the source object I am selecting. Okay, now it paints the same color to any line I choose. So suppose now I want to change this. Okay, this complete object becomes like this. So this object became like this, and this object became like this. And I select this this one, this. Like that I can choose. Escape. So I can change the color of the object wherever I want to change. Now this is like the actual objects. In that way also I can change the thickness. I can have dashed lines. I can have hatching. All those things we will learn a bit next class maybe. Now you try this. We have learned copy command, move command, rotate command, right? And snaps. All these things we have to practice. So you practice the planes problems, whatever I have given. We have whatever we have drawn in conventional way, right? You try.
Sir,
And,
will we assignments regarding these things?
Yeah, that's what. So the planes problems, whatever we have drawn, right? You try to draw with this AutoCAD.
Okay, sir.
And you will submit this on the today. What is date? What is today? Thursday, right? So again next Thursday, because it won't take time. Once you understand the commands, so similar commands you have to use, you have to get familiarized. So 2 or 3 problems may give you some difficulty, then you will understand how to do it. You can quickly do the other problems. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you take 1 week time, and so I will put it like a assignment in the Google Classroom. So
Yes.
this, it will, when you save it, it will give you a DWG file.
Yes, sir.
So you store those DWG files in one directory, right? I will tell you how to post it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So only thing what I request is, don't take files from another person. Okay. So as far as possible, don't do that. Anyhow, I will be knowing who has sent, from which system it has come. I can understand. But okay, if you want to cheat me, you can cheat in some or other way. There is no anything is possible. But I want you to learn and gain confidence. Right? You enjoy it. Okay, doing is enjoy. You have to enjoy it. That's what I want. Okay, so you try those problems, and anywhere in between, if you have any difficulty, you can always contact me.
Yes, sir.
Sir, actually, in conventional drawing, we mention A dash, B dash, C dash like that. No, sir.
Yeah. Here also A dash you can type. Okay, just I'll click on that. A dash. Okay, you can get A dash, no problem. Right? Sorry, I didn't do that.
Okay,
You
sir.
type A dash only. Just the way you have drawn your conventional drawing, the same way I have to get this answer here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anyhow, once you start doing, you will have doubts and difficulties. So as I told, you make yourself friends, and you friends can interact with each other as far as possible and try to sort them out. And if still you cannot sort them out, you can always ask me. I will tell you. Okay. So you have WhatsApp group, email group, and all. You can just communicate each other, help each other, and then you can come to me. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So shall we go to the story?
Yes, sir.
It's a nice small story. So I think in one of the class I told one inspiring statement of Michael Jordan. He's a very famous person in basketball. So there is one small incident or something happened from his life story. So some excerpts are given. Right? It's very, very inspiring. We will see that. So Michael Jordan, he's a black fellow. He was born in slums. Okay. So very horrible area. And he was born in 1963 in the slums of Brooklyn, New York. He had 4 siblings, and his father's earnings were not sufficient to provide for the whole family. And he grew up in a poor neighborhood, exposed to mindless violence and heavy discrimination in the slums. He saw for himself only a hopeless future. Really, he is worried. Actually, everywhere there will be thefts will be there. People will go to jail. They fight each other. Right? Horrible surroundings and environment. He saw himself only a hopeless future. His father saw in Michael a lost soul and decided to do something. Okay, some people adjust like that. They adapt to the system, but some people they cannot adjust to the system. So he has some good soul, and he thought my life is lost. So he decided to do something, the father. And he gave Michael, who was 13 years old at the time, a piece of used clothing and asked, "What do you think the value of this outfit would be?" Jordan replied, "Maybe $1. His father asked, "Can you sell it for $2? If you can sell it, it would mean that you are a big help to your family." Jordan nodded his head. I will try, but no guarantee that I will be successful. Jordan carefully washed the cloth clean because they didn't have an iron to smoothen the cloth. He leveled it with with a cloth brush on a flat board, then kept it in the sun to dry. So he made it somewhat neat. The next day, he brought the clothes to a crowded underground station. After offering it to more than 6 hours, Jordan finally managed to sell it for $2. He took the $2 bill and ran home. After that, every day he looked for some used clothing, washed and ironed it, and sold it in the crowd. More than 10 days later, his father again gave him a piece of used clothing, and he said, "Can you think a way that you can sell this for $20? Aghast, Jordan said, "How is it possible? This outfit can only fetch $2 at the most." His father replied, "Why don't you try it first? There might be a way." After breaking his head for a few hours, finally Jordan got an idea. He asked for cousin's help to paint a picture of Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse on the garment. Then he tried to sell it in the school where the children of the rich study. Soon a housekeeper who was there to pick his master got that outfit for his master. The master was a little boy of only 10 years. He loved it so much and he gave a $5 tip also. So $25 was a huge amount for Jordan, the equivalent of a month's salary for his father. When he got home, his father gave him another piece of used clothing. "And are you able to resell it at a price of $200? Jordan's eyes lit up. This time, Jordan accepted the clothes without the slightest doubt. 2 months later, a popular movie actress from the movie Charlie Angels, I think Charlie's Angels, you might have heard about the movie and series, and Farrah Fawcett is the heroine, and came to New York for her movie promos. After the press conference, Jordan made his way through the security forces to reach the side of Farrah Fawcett and requested her autograph on the piece of clothing. When Fawcett saw this innocent child asking for her autograph, she gladly signed it. Jordan was shouting very excitedly, "This is a jersey signed by Miss Farrah Fawcett. The selling price is $200. He auctioned it off. So he started with $200 and auctioned it. And he auctioned it off the clothes to a businessman for a price of $1,200. Upon returning home, his father broke into tears and said, "I am amazed that you did it, my child. You are really great." That night, Jordan slept alongside his father. His father said, "Son, in your experience of selling these 3 pieces of clothing, what did you learn from about success?" And Jordan replied, "Where there is a will, there is a way." His father nodded his head, then shook his head. "What you say is entirely wrong, but that was not my intention. I just wanted to show you that a piece of used clothing, which is worth only $1, can also be increased in value. Then how about us, living and thinking humans? We may be darker, we may be poorer, we may be from slums, but what if we can increase our value?" This thought enlightened young Jordan. Even a piece of used clothing could be made dignified, then why not me? There is absolutely no reason to underestimate myself. From then on, Michael Jordan felt that his future would be beautiful and full of hope. He went on to become the greatest basketball player of all times. Just reflect yourself, how can I increase my own value? A very interesting thought indeed. Ponder on it. Thank you very much. I wanted to share this beautiful story with you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. See you again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir,
Yes.
in the beginning of that today's class, you gave some 4 or 5 commands in that AutoCAD, right, sir? Like limits.
Yeah. Limits, that is from the book only. ND, but you can see limits. Just you put 120 by 90, 120, 90, and just zoom all.
Okay. Is it compulsory, sir?
No. There will be sometimes you may face some problem. That problems will not come here, because unless you keep the window fixed to some 120, 90, I have fixed it, and he has fixed to 420, 297 like that. So if I don't fix it, sometimes if I draw an arbitrary line, it will go to some 500 meters, 600 meters, and the length you may draw a small line, but the length may be actually, it may be very large. The coordinates may not be in your hand. So sometimes the problem comes. And so another thing is, so sometimes what happens is when you draw a line, okay, and you will give one coordinate some 20 by 20 and another 100 by 20, and that line may not be seen because you are maybe at 200 or 500 coordinates, and that small line which you have drawn may not be visible at all. Okay. So what you have to do at that time is, if you go to the right side where I have pan and other things, there is what is called as zoom extents, right? So if you click on zoom extents, whatever you have drawn, it comes to the center of the workspace. This is very useful. Okay, so that other thing, as I told, if you draw a line that may not be visible, that may not be within this workspace, it may be somewhere very far. So that happens. If you just fix the window size, so then there will not be much problem sometimes. So this zoom extents also will be very useful in that time.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
So when you are doing, you will come across some problems and how to overcome. All these things come by experience.
Sir, can you please repeat the command which we have to give to fix the extension?
Just I put limits and enter, and just 120 by 90 enter.
Okay, sir.
Then zoom enter, all enter.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That actually, when you try those problems that are given in the Andy, but in that chapter, the first comments for all the problem he will type that, so you can see them.
Okay, sir.
And those small figures also you can just initially you can try. So whoever already, if some people has experience directly, they can solve the problems.